Hi, I'm Bill Wong with Electronic Design, and some of the challenges people have in terms of robotics is moving a lot of heavy equipment and connecting various things like refueling systems. Stratum has a lot of that already deployed and some new stuff available. Yes. So can you tell us a little bit first about Stratum?
Yeah, so Stratum is a autonomy and robotics company, and we've been around for about 20 years. And a lot of what we focus on is, as you mentioned, in the uncrewed, unmanned systems and a lot of the support for those systems as well. Our technologies generally support the logistics segment, so moving a lot of heavy cargo for the Defense Department, who's supported a lot of the work we've done so far. That's beans, bullets, and band-aids, and getting it from where it is to where it needs to be. And doing so while keeping our warfighters safe and keeping them out of harm's way. Okay. Now, with a lot of the funding that we've received from those folks, we can transition the intellectual property and the technology we've developed and applying that into commercial spaces. So with the vehicle we have here is our XR-FAR platform, and it's designed to move up to 4,000 pounds of cargo across any kind of terrain autonomously, avoiding obstacles, driving between GPS waypoints to get from here to there. And this system is great to meet all those metrics we talked about, but they can for the DoD, but it can also be applied for forestry because it's already more compact and can carry heavier payloads than similar vehicles in the same class. Similar things in mining because it's compact, it fits a lot of the requirements that they have in that arena as well. Agriculture, on and on, you name it. So we have a lot of technologies that have been developed, kind of homegrown of our own developments, funded by the DoD, that now we're deploying out to the rest of the world as well.
Very good. Now, another platform you have that's sort of built on this is one for refueling helicopters.
Yes, exactly. So it's one thing to make a vehicle platform autonomous or an aircraft platform autonomous, but to refuel that and keep it in the air and keep it driving, you obviously need to keep it refueled and recharged. In some cases, there's alternative fuels and pumping hydrogen into it. So we have a robotic arm, a system that we've leveraged and developed to be able to sense the fuel ports on an aircraft, on a ground vehicle, and to connect the fuel ports together so that we can pump fuel, pump electricity into that device to keep it going. It doesn't have to be for an unmanned vehicle. It just seems to make more sense if there's no driver already present. You don't have somebody working 24/7 to man the gas pump. So being able to make that autonomous is a big win for our customers. But because a lot of industries right now are in that transition intermediate phase between having some manned operations and unmanned operations, they can leverage our systems to improve safety, efficiency, reduce costs, those sorts of things. So we're deploying now in a lot of places that are, we'll say, optionally manned or selectively manned, and then being ready and future-proof for alternative fuels and alternative autonomy operation as well.
Okay, and another platform you have is actually a forklift, essentially built on the same platform, but also adapted to it.
Exactly. So a similar customer in the DoD had a need to not just carry cargo and deliver it, but to be able to pick it up and manipulate it, move it from here to there, drop it off a little more elegantly than this thing kind of dumping it on the ground as it does in some cases. So we've developed an autonomous forklift. We're working on the autonomy software as we speak to develop the, we'll say, the capabilities to pick up and transport that pallet or the palletized cargo autonomously. Right now we're doing it through remote control. But in the next year or so, we'll have that capability ready to go. And the nice thing about autonomy is that you can develop a bunch of micro behaviors. So in this case, this one can do waypoint following. It can do object detection and avoidance, so it's not running into things. A lot of those features can live independently, but by bundling a bunch of them together, you can create a system that now can complete entire missions by itself. So the forklift capability is a new addition that we're doing on top of this platform. It can lift up to 10,000 pounds, which is quite a bit more than most vehicles and most forklifts can handle, especially off-road. And one of the more impressive things about that platform as well is that right now it weighs 11,000, and by next year we hope to have it weighing 10,000. So it'll have a 1-to-1 lift-to-weight ratio, which is unprecedented in the industry. One of the nice things, or I guess one of the ways that we've been able to accomplish that is that most forklifts have a ton of dead weight on the back of it as a seesaw to balance it to keep it from tipping forward. And what we've done is we've integrated autonomous outrigger arms on the front of it. So before it picks up cargo, it extends those arms and lowers them to the ground. so that that forklift can remain significantly lower weight than competitors in its weight class, and that helps a ton for versatility over off-road terrain. So you're not getting stuck in the mud nearly as easily by weighing less. A lot of our requirements for our customers require us to be able to fly in an aircraft, and keeping things as light as possible is critical there, because oftentimes the cargo deck is pretty thin, so you need to minimize the amount of weight that you put on the deck pressure, the pressure you put on the deck. But then also every pound of vehicle that you're carrying is a pound less of cargo or other useful things you're not carrying.
Right.
So for us, being able to minimize the weight really enables our customers to have a lot more advantage.
Well, great. Thanks you for filling us in on Stratum's hardware.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.